Facade, how to get your wife to have your back while you continue to front.
Is that Brennan's new book?
Yeah, he released it last episode.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts.
Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 17, episode number 12.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please give us a like, send us your comments, and click the notification button so you know when we upload new content. And we thank you and appreciate you for your support. Emily tells us that Brennan left the house without saying goodbye. He was a little salty after the last evening when she blew up on him. She noticed one thing about Brennan. He doesn't know when she's upset. I don't think that's possible for any woman out there. Them dudes that you're dealing with don't know when you're upset. You're probably not doing enough. You know when I'm upset, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Undoubtedly. No mistake about it. Definitely.
You put in way too much mustard on that. But in any event,
Yeah, Emily and Brennan got to get that situation worked out
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Emily reached out to her girlfriend Lily, right?
Yes.
And they had a chitter and a chatter. One of the things that she dropped on her was that she's very tired of Brennan making absolutely no effort in their marriage. Emily just really tried to convey to Lily that, hey, look, I just need him to give me responses when I ask questions instead of saying the same or some other BS like that, right?
But I believe Lily was trying to point her to the elephant in the room. Perhaps this is not her person. Perhaps she could have an intention for him all day long, but it's up to him to put it into practice. And we see Brennan telling her that he wants them to put the marriage aside and work on their friendship.
Yeah, and under the auspices of a reset.
That was his reset. He didn't ask for her involvement in coming up with a strategy or plan. That didn't sit well with Emily, so she called the experts.
Dr. Pepper was trying to get at what the problem to me is. The first thing that Dr. Pepper asked both Brennan and Emily was define reset because I'm not sure I'm understanding.
Brother Brennan said it's understanding boundaries, spending time by themselves, as well as working on the friendship. She asked Emily, "You agree with this?" And Emily shook her head and she said, "Yeah." It's like she co-signing what he is doing in public.
Right, and then having
But
a
when they,
tood with him away from the camera.
no wonder he doesn't know when she gets angry.
You might have a point there.
So Dr. Pepper said, "Well, tell me 5 good things about Emily."
That brother,
Crickets.
yeah, that brother struggled to two. And then three was a repeat. It was a repeat of number two.
And when she asked Emily, she broke down 5 pretty quickly. When they got back in the apartment, Brennan asked her, Emily, what she thought of the doctor, and he said, "Oh, she was so sweet." But unlike Dr. Pia, who gets up in his room, Dr. Pepper, she sits back on the cot and she's listening to this mess and foolishness, and she knows exactly who is pulling the strings. Dr. Pepper give them a fishbowl full of questions.
Right, that they have to answer
Right.
no matter what it is.
Right,
Okay.
because they're trying to work on friendship, so all these things are stuff that they should be able to
Mhm.
answer because it's based on their past and how they live and move.
Yeah, she also wants them to focus on having fun and maybe trying to build the intimacy along with having fun.
Well, they decided to take the fishbowl down to the jacuzzi.
And do jacuzzi side questions.
Was that authentic to you?
Hell no. Brennan doesn't do authentic. They asked each other how they thought the meeting with Dr. Pepper went. Brennan said, yeah, he thought it went great. He said the tasks are attainable. Remember that?
Yeah, that was that fronting thing you talked about.
In no way in the world he could have said the goals are attainable, acting like he is based on his effort or lack thereof.
This guy is so disconnected. He is making choices that can only help himself and not them as a couple. He's focused on having boundaries that she has to follow. He being able to step away from her anytime he chooses because the hard stuff is not in his skill set.
Brennan is trying to untie the knot and reverse the process into a more traditional sense because he doesn't like the way things are going for him right now.
But the bottom line, he heard her life experience that diminished her in his eyes. He does not want her.
He seems to be clueless about what it means to be married.
They have this fishbowl with questions that Dr. Pepper gives them. Emily is all in. She seems like that kind of girl, so she's excited to pull questions and answer them. She answers questions and she asks him questions. And when he does not want to respond, he would say pass. And he would look very angry. To me, he's saying something else, but he's not going to say it on camera.
The thing about it is that when you're trying to delve into his background and to try to figure out how he has come to the point where he is, there are certain things he will reveal, certain things he doesn't want to touch
Yes,
with
like the stuff he revealed about not having a relationship with
his
his
sister,
sister.
right?
Before then, Emily revealed that her father was a little harsh when she was growing up. He
Right.
probably, she said,
Pushed her.
pushed her,
Hmm.
and she did not like
Yeah,
it.
she became resentful as a result of it.
He was so cold. I thought this was supposed to open some sort of dialogue between them by asking questions,
Hmm.
not go through it, answer, go through, answer. It was supposed to start a
Spur
conversation.
conversation, right? One remark that Brennan did say about this thing with his sister was that he's given up on trying to have a relationship with her.
She asked him two questions and he said pass right after he talked about the sister stuff. He said, oh, he feels like he's gonna pass out. And Emily at this point was fed up. She said, suck it up.
Mhm.
And that set him off.
Man up and start answering the questions and reveal who he is, what he's about, and be honest with not only himself, but also us, the viewers, about what he wants to do with his wife, Emily.
I think he needs to be honest and just tell her, I don't think this is gonna work. But he is forcing her to come to that conclusion. And because she wants this relationship to happen so badly, she is not really seeing that this guy is not her person.
I think she wants to be able to say that she made whatever was required in the way of an effort to try to make it work.
Well, I don't get that simply because when they met with the expert, she immediately co-signed with what Brennan said, and she knew that she didn't have any part in coming up with that decision.
I agree. She missed an opportunity to speak up.
And like it or not, men put women in categories, and he decided to downgrade her, and he treats her as such.
Yeah, Emily did say something that I thought was noteworthy. Okay. After that kind of like disagreement that happened in the hot tub, she did mention to him that, hey, look, this reset thing and your plan for a reset is not going to work out.
One thing she said is she doesn't like how he speaks to her.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's that as well.
Oh, absolutely. He looks on camera to be scared and uncomfortable and not willing to do the hard work necessary to really be in a marriage, which would suggest to me that despite his interview process and him convincing producers or whom and the experts or whomever he talked to that he was ready for marriage, he damn sure ain't.
He's really looking for a mute woman to deal with him. Can you imagine me to be a mute woman?
Hmm. Hmm. Never.
Ever, ever.
Ever. Ever.
Don't know nothing about that.
No.
Don't want to know
No.
anything about that.
Brennan will look back at this and maybe hopefully it'll spur a deep, deep, I guess, soul searching effort on his half.
Yeah, he needs to unpack some of
Yeah.
that stuff he got in him.
Because I can't see him not only in this relationship, it'd be hard for me to see him, in any relationship right now, but that's just me. Obviously, I want what's best for not only Emily but also for him as well. But to me, he doesn't strike me as somebody who's ready to be married.
No, he does
He does
not.
not.
A pretty thing on his arm, but at the house, he runs the show.
Yeah, he's running all right, running it right into the ground.